The thing about Grenville Lodge is that the mind control experimentation was so comprehensive. I have problems figuring out what's real and what is not. Indeed, it's interesting to consider that the mind control experimentation performed on me was really quite successful by their standards. And therefore, it's very difficult for me to delineate exactly what went on at Grenville Lodge. So it's all very strange indeed. It seems that I was selected for experimentation very soon after my arrival at the Grenville Lodge Institute. Indeed, the neuroscientists of Department S34 determined very early on that I possessed some sort of schizotropy, and therefore I would be perfectly suited for incorporation into the Project Aniseed Schizophrenic Super Spy program. Indeed, the Schizophrenic Super Spy program of the Mindgate program has a lot of critics within intelligence circles itself. However, there are entities within the British intelligence community that are continuing the Project Aniseed program. And indeed, one of the main locations for this programming is the Grenville Lodge Institute. Indeed, it also seems that the Roundway experiment in the catacombs beneath Green Lane Psychiatric Facility in Devizes is another location for Project Aniseed's schizophrenic super spy programming. Indeed, the Project Aniseed programming that goes on in the catacombs beneath the Green Lane Psychiatric Facility tends to focus on kidnapped Russian mental patients who are basically kidnapped from secret psychiatric facilities in the Russian Federation as well as off the streets, and are transported to devices to be experimented on by British intelligence. Indeed, it seems that the Russian elites allow this practice because they want to learn more about the mind control techniques being utilized by the British intelligence community. And indeed, the Russian elites send observers to the Roundway Asylum experiment to simply do as described, to observe the experimentation and report back to the KGB and GRU headquarters what exactly is going on with the processes of mind control programming by Department S34 operating on contract for MI6, i.e. Britain's Secret Intelligence Service. So it's all very strange how all of this adds up and what exactly is going on. And I don't know exactly what is going on. I have no way of accessing the paper trails for this experimentation. So I can only theorize and basically create an urban legend about Grenville Lodge number 1787 and the Roundway experiment. That's all I can do, as I have absolutely no access to classified documentation. And indeed, the paper trails for these experiments would be kept in secure vaults and would only be seen by a limited amount of eyes. So it's all very strange indeed. Sorry. Grenville Lodge number 1787 is known for its torture mechanisms on paranoid schizophrenics, including mind control torture that includes rape and basically physical beatings. So this serves to cause trauma, which allows for post-hypnotic suggestion and the implanting of thoughts into compartmentalized altars within the brain. And indeed, this compartmentalization is a very important part of the mind control programming carried out at Grenville Lodge number 1787. Indeed, the idea behind schizophrenic super spies is to utilize them as couriers and hypno-programmed assassins. And the only way to create a hypno-programmed courier or hypno-programmed assassin who can carry out the task without remembering it is to create compartmentalized alters within the psyche of the paranoid schizophrenic. And indeed, the quest to create hypno-programmed spies, operatives, and agents began with the intelligence services experimenting on paranoid schizophrenics anyway. So the Project Aniseed program is merely a continuation of this initial experimentation. Indeed, schizophrenics are seen as disposable and are generally not cared about by the majority of society. Indeed, the majority of society views the schizophrenic as incurable and useless, and therefore does not care that the intelligence services of the United Kingdom experiment on paranoid schizophrenics as part of a defense strategy that involves keeping ahead of the Russians in terms of mind control programming. And indeed, it's arguable that the British intelligence services are ahead of the Russians in terms of mind control programming. Indeed, the Russian intelligence services have their own mechanisms for mind control programming that could be seen as being far in advance of the Western intelligence services. Indeed, the Russian intelligence services are far ahead of the Western intelligence services in terms of parapsychological research. And this scares the MI6 networks and the CIA. And indeed, the Russian psychics seem to be far more capable than their Western equivalents. So it's all very strange to note. Indeed, Russian intelligence services have taken a keen interest in me, not only because they know that I am one of their experimental test subjects also. Indeed, I was involved in mind control experimentation and had mind control experimentation inflicted upon me by the GRU in the year 2013 while I was in a Russian lunatic asylum, i.e. psychiatric facility number 74 in Voronezh. And indeed, Russian intelligence have taken an interest in me because they do not wish for me to expose certain operations of the Russian intelligence services regarding mind control experimentation on schizophrenics. Indeed, I wouldn't be surprised if the Russian intelligence services coordinated a contracted hit on me at some point. Indeed, it seems that the MI6 networks are celebrating the fact that the Russian intelligence services wish to coordinate a hit on me. So it's all very interesting to note. Indeed, I have witnessed several operations of the GRU involving the disposal of paranoid schizophrenic test subjects who had become surplus to requirements. And indeed, I believe a lot of this may be why the GRU introduced amnesiac barriers into my psyche. Indeed, this was not the first time that amnesiac barriers had been introduced into my psyche. Indeed, amnesiac barriers had previously been introduced into my psyche by Grenville Lodge operatives, i.e. Department S34. Indeed, it was a Professor John Drew who decreed that I would be placed under amnesiac barriers. Indeed, this was after the Grenville Lodge Freemasons had killed my girlfriend at the time, Clara. It is interesting to consider that these Freemasonic networks keep killing my girlfriends. Indeed, the first girlfriend to be killed was Clara, who was very beautiful and was murdered in front of my eyes at Grenville Lodge number 1787 in retaliation for me attempting to expose Project Aniseed and the operations of the Grenville Lodge Freemasons. And indeed, the Paracelsus Group connected system, i.e. a satanic neo-Nazi network, murdered my Russian girlfriend Katty in 2013 in retaliation for me attempting to expose British Paracelsus Group operations in the Vladikavkaz region. Indeed, it's interesting to note that the authorization for this murder came from the highest echelons within Wiltshire Police, who have interest in Paracelsus Group activities in that region. So it's all interesting to note how all of this interlinks, and these people keep getting my girlfriends. So it's altogether rather annoying, and therefore I have a vested interest in retaliation against the Wiltshire Freemasons, the Grenville Lodge Freemasons of Buckinghamshire, and satanic neo-Nazi cults. Indeed, it's interesting to note that all of these neo-Nazi satanic cults are run by Freemasonic handlers operating out of the lodge systems and the police hierarchy. So it's all very interesting to note, and altogether very strange indeed. The Paracelsus Group have large clusters of satanic neo-Nazi cells all across Eastern Europe, who indeed, the maniac murder cult are notorious for killing lunatics. Indeed, they target mental patients and create snuff films of themselves killing mental patients, which are then sold on the black market via dark web mechanisms, all with Masonic authorization. Therefore, all with authorization of the Paracelsus Group's handlers, who are the network in inverted commas, which are the overarching Masonic intelligence agency who handle the Paracelsus Group, and also have a lot to do with Department S34, who are themselves heavily Masonic. So it's all very interesting to note indeed. I'd like to speak on a little bit on the legacy of Benjamin Coleman and John Mowbray. Indeed, Benjamin Coleman and John Mowbray are operatives of Chapel Perilous, and therefore are aligned with the rogue schizophrenic super spies who are attempting to fight against the British Freemasons, the Russian elites, and neo-Nazi Satanists. So it's interesting to consider that Benjamin Coleman believed that the Freemasons were utilizing mind control programming on him, and therefore proceeded to set fire to 3 Masonic lodges in Vancouver a few years ago. Indeed, the Freemasons were conducting mind control experimentation on him, and he did have a tracking device implanted in his brain by the Canadian Intelligence Services. However, the judicial system made all of this out to be simply delusion. But we schizophrenics are experimented on by the Freemasons, and there is an ongoing cosmic conflict between paranoid schizophrenics and Freemasons. Indeed, what with the Freemasons controlling the judiciary, we don't really stand a chance against the might of Masonic power. And as paranoid schizophrenics, we are technically unreliable narrators, and therefore everything we speak can be brought into disrepute and mocked by our detractors who are working for the Masonic agenda. So it's all very interesting to note. Indeed, also John Mowbray, who attempted to set fire to a Masonic lodge in New Jersey, believed that the Freemasons had killed his grandfather, which they probably had, and that the Freemasons were torturing him physically and mentally with beams and gases, which they were indeed. The Freemasons do beam at people, indeed. I have been irradiated by Devizes police operatives since July the 28th, 2020, and indeed I believe that the operative firing these beams at me is a Freemason connected to Moonraker Lodge number 8747, which is the key Masonic institution in Devizes and runs the town via networks of neo-Nazi satanic cultists and Masonic entities. So it's all very interesting to note and altogether very strange indeed. I seem to be being observed by the lodges. Indeed, Wyvern Lodge number 8620 is observing me at the moment for the network, i.e. the overarching Masonic intelligence agency. And indeed, I seem to be in rather a lot of danger from the Freemasonic networks locally, who are attempting to escort me out of Wiltshire. So it's interesting to consider these Freemasons do not want me in the county anymore because they don't want me exploring too much into what the Freemasonic lodges are up to in this county, and it's really dark. Indeed, they have an agreement with the Defence Intelligence, Wiltshire Military Intelligence Capacity, who wish to remove me from the area before I start talking too much about satanic operations going on at the military base here in this town. So it's all very strange indeed. I'm not entirely sure what is going to happen next. Indeed, this mind control experimentation is ongoing. Indeed, I am manipulated by beams, mind control beams that are attempting to sway my psyche in a certain direction, and is causing me much chaos. And indeed, I'm also being implanted with voices, thoughts, and memories that are not my own by the gang stalkers, who are themselves operating under the coordination of Masonic networks. So the persecution of me by Department S34 is continuing and will continue, and there's not much I can do about it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there now. It's too hot to carry on.